If there's anything true about Victoria 3, it's that liberalism, progressivism, and eventually socialism tend to be the strongest ideologies in the game. Playing a hyper-conservative nation really only holds you back, although in most cases, a player is skilled enough that even when held back, they'll still go far beyond even a liberal AI. That's the crux of today's France run, where we'll be taking the French monarchy and restoring the Legitimist Bourbon family, while also dragging France back to a medieval-style monarchy, kicking and screaming if necessary. I don't often do the whole bringing a nation back to serfdom thing, but I wanted to do this with France because I have never in my entire 2,000 or so hours of Victoria 3 played Legitimist France. Now, I'm smart enough to know that ultimately this will not be an especially special run on its own merits, but every Victoria 3 game has some crazy occurrences, and this will be no different. I hope you enjoy France, if it were just a little better at putting down its revolutionary spirit. You see, we have plus 2.8k, but this one we're not building, and we of course want to build. And as we play, we're going to get a lot of radicals because of divided monarchists. So this means that, fortunately, we end up with like a lot, like a ton of deficit issues because the radicals reduce how much we can tax. And it's a tough nation to play, to be honest. Now, the way that I usually solve it is I just get rid of some of these armies because you don't need this big of an army, to be honest. Not until Prussia starts trying to make some moves to make Germany, then you might have to worry about it. Regardless, I think the first move as France pretty much always is make a power block. You just want to do it right away, I think, because you do want one. The question is, what do we want to do here? If we're doing the legitimist run, I feel like religious convocation kind of makes the most sense because we're trying to be all legitimist, right? And that would kind of fit. Sovereign Empire would also fit, but it's more basic. So the reason why I want to go religious convocations is because we don't see this one as much. Also, birth rate is nice, to be fair. The birth rate is pretty good. Bourbonists, or something like that, right? If only there was a way you could put your family in charge of people's thrones, because then we could have subjects and we can make them monarchies and make them part of our family. Wouldn't that be a cool mod idea? I don't know. Let me take a note of that real quick. Be like mod that lets you put family in charge of subject monarchies. That'd be kind of sick, actually. I want to keep that in mind for a potential mod idea one day. We'll go with that. Les Bourbonists, something like that. It's simple. I didn't even customize the statue or anything, I just realized, but that's okay. We don't have to do that. We should probably just rival Britain and then rival Prussia. We'll be friends with probably Austria, and I like the idea of giving guns to Carlist Spain. So we're gonna try to, although they fucking hate my ass, but I think they'll just take free guns, won't they? Usually AI will accept free goods. If I just pass you some guns, they don't want free guns. What's your market demand like? Let's give them. Do they have a total demand of 109? We could just give them some guns and money. Give them like an additional 60 guns, I think. And I'll pay you. Maybe like 4 grand a month, or a week rather. 4.5 grand. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. And I'll give military assistance, yeah, that makes sense. And an obligation. Yeah, that checks out too. And then I guess I can also give them like some iron, because they're gonna need that for their lancers, but they won't need much. And then we can also give some artillery. Just a little bit. Again, they won't need very much. There we go. Trade privileges. I mean, sure. This has become totally great friends with Carlist Spain, right? And we'll get investment rights because I was giving goods work. So my nation is going to buy 60 guns in my market at the market price. Okay. And then that's going to change the price of the goods, but I'm going to pay for 60 a week or on my budget. And then the Carlist Spanish will, I think, with this kind of good transfer, I think they don't pay for it. I'm not actually sure, but I think they do. I think they will pay for it, so they'll buy it off of me for the price in their market, which is going to be much cheaper. So I'm going to be losing money on this, but I think that they do pay me, but it won't be as much what I'm paying for sure. So worth that ever said something like subsidies? Yeah, because you just want to make it so that they can field a larger army and stuff. Like in this case, just giving them weapons should benefit them pretty hefty, quite a bit actually, alongside the money. I'm actually gonna reduce how much money I'm paying them too, because I don't want to give them that much. It's kind of overly expensive. No trade privileges. Don't worry about it, buddy. Yeah, okay. 5-year binding. That should be good. Let's see if they end up winning. We'll look at that in a bit. In the meantime, let's build up Alsace-Lorraine. That's always a good choice. And we're gonna do a relatively normal, just like, I don't know, playing as France. We're gonna build up a little economy over here on in the Blue Banana, as it's called, the Rhine River. We already have a company called Dolphus Miges a Company, but do I care about this company? I mean, it makes what, coal and clothes. I don't think I really care about it. I think I'd rather just have the company slot, and then we can pick a different company later. Mine d'Anzin is not bad, because you get iron and coal for steel throughput. It's a nice supply chain. But also just do basic weapons. It's often quite worthwhile to get the weapons, because you can get weapons and steel, prestige guns. I think we just go Compagnie des Mines d'Anzin, because I don't know, just iron and coal is kind of hard to say no to, right? Let's see what we get. Mine Loro. Okay, a classic. This is a stupid game. So true, so true. Congratulations, Mine Loro. Congratulations, you have a company. Hope you're proud of that. Mine Loro Mining, or Mines d'Anzin. There you go. Where is Anzin? Is that a place or Anzin? It is a commune in France. Okay. It's in the North Department, so I guess it's up here somewhere. I don't know. Somewhere up here. Wait, is the North like the local? Yeah, okay, it's like right on the border with Belgium. It's like right up here, basically. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do like 4 iron, and then 5 coal, and we're gonna want to get some construction as well. Now this is where it gets a little bit expensive to deal with the construction. It's not a big deal. We have an okay government. Yeah, we accept this. We have good laws. We know we need to suppress the radicals. That's one thing I forgot that we need to do. These out of here. The radicals have to be suppressed, or else we're like done. The liberals are also a problem, but they're less of a problem than the radicals. Psycho's getting kind of active right now. Hello, buddy. Oh, she's here. Hello. Oh, she's taking screenshots. Somebody stop her. No! Let me get the camera on for you. Oh, and she's immediately leaving. No, go back. Look at that. Entertain the people. Look. Look at the camera. Or don't. Or don't. Oh, okay. Alright, folks, I'm trying. There you go. Good cat. Hey folks, it's me. That's me right there. That's not Psycho, that's me. Although, some might say they're one and the same. There you go, look at that. There she is. There you go, look at that. Maybe she'll stay there for a bit. Yeah, I do, you know, this is how she pays her rent, you know, is she goes on the camera for me. That sounds really fucked up when I word it that way, but you guys know what I meant. I think we're not going to focus on bringing people into the power block, except by making them protectorates, so we can get them as subjects. I was not ready to unpause. You creature. There you go, look at that. Oh, she did it again. She did it again. I was not ready, but it's okay. I guess I was more or less ready. Oh, right, I was going to shrink the army. That's right, yes, we're going to shrink the army a little bit. So we have these, like, gigantic armies over, like, one in Paris, and then one kind of up here. I'm just going to get rid of this one. It's a big one. I'm going to get rid of all of my artillery, because I don't like artillery anyway. And we're going to keep the Armée d'Afrique, because we're going to use that for conquering Algeria. But the troops to the Marine, we're not going to worry about. Or the Marine. So we have, what, 40... Stop unpausing the game. You... she's psycho today. We have 95 units at home. And then we have 30 in Africa. We don't need this many in Africa, I don't think. get rid of some of these. Because really, we can conquer these Algerian guys with very little units. And then I think the budget will get fixed up as we build the iron mines. But then we're already at minus 14k and we haven't even, like... Damn, bro. Is this from buying guns? Holy. Guns are expensive in my market. What's up with that? Iron's expensive. Guns really that expensive? Wait, where are they? They are kind of expensive. Wow. Alright. Well, I'm gonna hope this goes okay. In the meantime, I want to subjugate Denmark as soon as possible. So I need to get off the keyboard so I can right-click. I know it sounds weird, but how these things work sometimes. Britain might intervene, but I don't really care if they do. We're gonna immediately go forward with Denmark, because if we make them a protectorate, we can control this strait, we can charge tolls on it, which is kind of valuable. Pretenders to the throne, so we're gonna choose Legitimist pretenders. There you go, that gets us some Legitimist support, which is good. And then I'm gonna make quickly a small marine force. I know I deleted my marines, but it's because I intend to use just regular units. So you're gonna be able to transport, like, you can transport 14, and then you can transport 15. So like, we're gonna say that's gonna be about 30 troops. So let's grab 15 and 15, classic combo. There we go. We'll call this the Marines, of course. We put down the French accent, and then it sounds better. We'll use Bertrand Clausel. Got good traits. Go, dude. So Austria gets involved, and Britain. They do not like this. Austria and Britain involved, but still no fronts. So I don't care. Because all I'm gonna have to do is invade Denmark, and then I just win. The only war goal on me is to conquer the French West Indies, and quite frankly, I don't have a problem with them if they want to do that. So I'm just gonna ignore that war goal. And I will instead go for an invasion. Now, could I have tried to land in Britain during this war and do some crazy crap to them? Like, maybe, but it's fine. We're not trying to do anything too crazy this run. So we're just going to focus on landing in Zealand. Question is, have the recent patches made the AI capable of actually navally defending themselves? Because maybe they'll be able to just, like, hold me back with the British Navy. I suspect the answer to that is going to be no. But we will see. Like, I need you to stop being on the keyboard. It seems that the answer is no, because I am invading Denmark with little effort whatsoever, which is good. Unfortunately, this war is expensive because I raised my army. But, you know, that's the cost of doing business, I guess. Looks like I have occupied Denmark's capital, and also Psycho's leaving. I think we just win. I'm just gonna disband, like whatever. I don't want to spend the money on raising those guys. So Denmark should capitulate before they can get any landings on me. There we go. Okay, Denmark Protectorate. Immediately go over here. We need to charge all the fucking tolls. That should help a little bit with the bad budget. We can get more tolls if we conquer Scania. That'll probably be the next move. 18 infamy. That puts us just barely at 25. I want to wait a bit. Well, actually, it puts us like 24, but I think it would raise over 25 because of the decimals. As you can see, the budget's a lot better now because we built the iron mines. But I want even more, so we are going to conquer Scania. Netherlands, Prussia. Prussia defending them is a problem, because we actually have a front. But we could just probably hold them off. So how would we go for it? I mean, let's be bold, right? What could possibly go wrong? We're just going to go over here, we're just going to defend. Okay. I'm not going to put any war goals on Prussia. Unless let's keep an eye on this number and see if it ends up being really low. If it is, or really high, I mean, then we may go ahead and... Or is that not a... Oh, Prussia didn't join, only Netherlands did. Okay. In that case, we have... Let's see if Prussia doesn't join, we might put some war goals on Netherlands. They're kind of waiting till the last minute, aren't they? Okay, well... I guess we could liberate Luxembourg. Yeah, that's funny. Let's liberate Luxembourg for the memes. Suppose I didn't need to raise the 65,000 here, so instead let's go like this, and then we can demobilize you. Probably a wiser choice for our money. New election. By the way, so we can throw in the church. This should help with cohesion, just a little bit. I say a little bit. It should help a lot, actually. Not that much, though. Of course, because Denmark is the wrong faith, but we will fix that. We've almost taken over Scania. Oh, the radicals are gone. Wait, how did the radicals even disappear? I swear I think I know this game, and then it does some shit where I don't understand what's happening. How do you make... Because I want to know, because I love getting rid of radicals. How do you make the radical movement go away? What did I even do to make it happen? I don't know, but we're gonna suppress the liberals too. How do you do that? I want to know so I can do it in future runs. London Conference, we are going to favor the Belgian claims. We like Belgium. Okay, there's Scania. Okay. So now we have the full, we can toll it fully. It's good. And then we're still at war. We're liberating Luxembourg, right? Yes, of course. That shouldn't take too much longer. Oh, great. Luxembourg is free. Hell yeah. Does that mess with the London Conference at all? Will they still get control over Luxembourg when they're independent? Because the idea with the favor Belgian claims is that the Netherlands sells Luxembourg to Belgium, effectively. So, do they still get... They do still get Luxembourg. So, imagine... Dude, could you imagine if you were playing Luxembourg in your game, and you, like, fought for freedom against Netherlands, and then the world powers decide you don't get to exist anymore, and you have no way to resist it? Could you imagine? God, it'd be so upsetting. But, yeah, there you go. We favored Belgian claims. We'll improve relations. Belgium will be our only friend. Course. How are the Carlists doing against Spain, by the way? Looks like they're still losing despite my help. So oh, well, they're winning in some battles, though. Are they doing the actual invasion? Like, do they have the modifier? The last stand, they do have it, so they're going for it. They have high offense. They might be able to push into Madrid. Unlikely, though. We have to help Spain against America. Just the quadruple alliance. Yeah, it's alright. We're probably not going to actually do anything, but we will pretend to help anyway. I'm going to drop taxes 1 level, because I just want to have more legitimacy. Being able to get out of contested government is pretty nice. Well, no, I guess it's more unstable government you really want to avoid, but we should generate much fewer radicals this way. There are no war goes on me, so we'll capitulate. Bye-bye, Spain. This will hopefully distract Spain enough that maybe the Carlists can win, although it's not looking good for the Carlists, I don't think. Denmark is now puppetable, and I might just do that right away. I don't see why not. I doubt they're going to have too much strength compared to me. Yeah, we should be okay. There you go. Because now we have Holstein and Denmark in our block, I guess, subjects personally of ours. Now, if we get enough cohesion, we should actually be able to make them Catholic. Oh, we should also check the ideology on the leader. He's a liberal. That sucks. I wish you could at least be given a set of options for picking the company head, but it's all right. I still love that event. By the way, can I just 1 second? I need to talk for a second. We're gonna go camera on for this rant. All right, we need to talk for a second. The event that just fired. Sorry for I look for the evil because the way the lighting is, the light's like over here, but I bumped my mic, I'm sorry. The event that we just got, okay, which gives presence in the Near East. Before the change to how an interest works, it gave you a interest in the Middle East. So it gave you an interest like in, you know, in before this was like one region or whatever. There was no Arabia, it was like one thing, Middle East, right? Gives you an interest there. The purpose of that event and the event to this day is that there's a war happening between the Ottomans and Egypt, and there's like an event for Egypt where they're like, oh, we should get help from the great powers. So the event gives the great powers interests here. The problem is, and this is how it's been since the day Victoria 3 came out, or maybe there was a patch that added the event in, but it's never been done correctly. You only are part of a diplomatic play if you had an interest the day the play began. Therefore, the fact that you get the presents, in this case, it used to be an interest, but the fact that you get the 2,500 presents doesn't mean anything, because you can't join the play because you did not have an interest before the play began. And I know that the intention, based on the writing of the event, is like, oh, we should get the great powers involved. Brother, that they can't get involved because they didn't have an interest before the play began. What are we doing? Like, it's been functioning incorrectly since the day that it has existed. Okay? And the thing is, to be fair, it's such a small issue, no one cares. I bet no one's ever even reported it because they probably don't even see it as an issue. They see it as like, oh, I know I have an interest here, and they just move on. But clearly it's meant to be that the great powers can get involved in the play over here, and they just won't, except for Russia, because Russia has a natural interest here in most cases. Britain sometimes does too. In this case, they don't, though. Britain does not have an interest. So if the Ottomans were relying on Britain to help them, which they often are, then, you know, you get screwed because that event still doesn't work right. What you'd have to do is you'd have to have an event which creates somehow gives the great powers like a neutral stance in the play despite having no interest there, and then they could declare their sides. That's what you'd have to do. But instead, it's just been non-functional since the day it came out. That's it. That's my rant for today. Relatively minor rant. Camera's going back off. It's just little things like that that make me sometimes be like, man, Victoria 3, please. You know? Landlord petition government, what do you want? Laissez-faire? You know what, actually, I kind of am down for that. I like laissez-faire. I'm a weirdo like that. You know, what can I say? Opposed by everybody. The Bonapartist movement. Oh, they have massive support. Wow. Okay. Napoleon, you're going to prison, I'm afraid. Adios, Napoleon. Interesting. Mariano Enrique Calvo is a reformer. I do like reformers. Let's bolster the Legitimists as well, since we're here. I did not realize the Bonapartists had 27% support. Jesus, get that back down to 9, please. And in the meantime, let's begin passing laissez-faire. I suppose I should conquer Algeria. I have no infamy, so it's not a bad idea. But it's just that it's so high infamy for like nothing. Like, you do it because the journals tell you to, but in reality, it's kind of like, why? You know? Mascara is going to be the big one. They're going to suck to conquer. You have a lot of radicals. You always do as France. You can't do anything about it. You just always have radicals. There's not really a way around it. Oh, Britain wants to humiliate me. So part of me just wants to say, okay, you can humiliate me. I don't really, like, why? What was the point of that? Just, sure. Obviously my ego is bruised, but I mean, like, it doesn't really do anything to me. I'm still number 3 great power even after that. I don't know what they think they're doing, man. Long live King Henri. Oh yeah. There he is. So we have a new king now. Legitimist king. Means we have more legitimacy. That helps. Makes sense. We have Henri de Bourbon. We will seek a royal marriage with, I guess, Belgium. I don't know. I guess do a little inbreeding. Marry into the house de Bourbon. Remember the Spanish house? You know? Yeah, sure, sure. Whatever, right? What's go wrong? Now we're playing CK3, folks. Now we're playing CK3. Right, I was gonna make my company. I got distracted. Yeah, we're gonna do the weapons. Because I'm just cool like that. And we'll give him control of steel mills. Yeah, why not? And then we're gonna give it a name, of course. Let's pull up the wheel again. Here goes. Who's gonna get it, folks? Who's gonna get it? God's right nut, it looks like. Yeah, God's right nuts. Now, I believe the name was plural in the membership. So despite the fact that you'd think this would be a singular name, this is in fact a plural name, if I remember right. So congratulations to God's right nuts. We're going to call this God's right nut firearms establishment. Now, what do I want? I think we keep going down the production lines. We don't want to advance our society tech because that'll get us, like, you know, crazy socialists and stuff. We don't want those. Dynamite would be nice. Steel railway cars would be nice. We'll get those. There you go. Now that's a legitimate government. That we like to see. That should actually help quite a bit with the radical issue. Yeah, let's take our claims, I guess. We'll do companies to do this. Expurgation attraction. I kind of just like getting the loyalists though, so we're just gonna take those. Even though it's not the legitimist button. So why is the SOL going down? What's oh, probably because we conquered part of Africa. But it's kind of going down across the board, isn't it? I wish there was a chart. This is like nerd shit. Is there a chart for the SOL decline? Oh, there is. Okay, wait a minute. I didn't realize. I thought there wasn't actually a chart for this. So these guys, they've been gaining. Okay, they've gained SOL, but it's only for the. Does it really only show for the past like 1 year? Brother, I need more. I need more information than 1 year. Okay. It's like they got the right idea, but dude, maybe it would cause lag to have the information be stored for longer. Like, what in the heck? But yeah, I don't know. This doesn't really help me much to see their SOL change over the course of 1 year. Fine, whatever. I love complaining, folks. I'm a complainer. We get 50 cohesion so we can make Denmark into a good Catholic nation. Here goes. All right, Denmark, you're now Catholic. Huge. Hopefully they will begin spreading the faith. Do they have state religion? I have to check that real quick. Probably have freedom of consciousness, or conscience, if I had to guess. They do have freedom of conscience. Can I get you to state religion, please? Yeah, they'll try. They'll try. More construction? It's probably a good idea. I want to develop some iron mines first, but yes, more construction. I'm kind of playing sloppily right now, but it's because I'm just kind of... We're just messing around. You can do more vineyards. I could do more vineyards. We could start selling wine. Unfortunately, now we have the radical movements. This is not good. This is bad. This is very bad. Who's radical in the nation? We have to get rid of them immediately. You need to go. Industrialists, radicals. There you go. Okay, a liberal is unfortunately still not good, but we'll stop suppressing the Bonapartists and begin suppressing the radicals. They cannot be allowed to continue to live. This is what happens when you play France sometimes. Right? You really like, they really want. Damn, they really. All right. I'll ban slavery. I don't think it's a. I said I wanted to keep it for the memes, but don't actually care about this too much. Yeah, take my bureaucracy, bro. If I care. Do you have some rebels? Yeah, the Springtime of Nations is happening. You know, it is what it is. But we will deal with them. We need to make sure that the liberal movements don't. Oh my god, but the radicals are gonna rise. No, dude, no, that's not good. Because they're going to. The problem is that they will force me to become a republic. Okay. I'm sorry, we have to not ban slavery. Actually, I lied, we're not banning slavery. We are going to try to appease the radicals by giving them something like, I don't know, I guess census suffrage. We can go back on this later, but for now, they're still gonna be militant when I do this. Insane. Okay, I'm gonna try to bait the Orleanists into rising up. So let's try to bait the Orleanists into rising up so we can put them down and get rid of some of our radical issues. Because this includes Paris, though, right? Is that gonna be a problem? It should be okay. I think we can put them down. Unfortunately, they're taking Alsace-Lorraine with them, which is not good for me. Okay, and then we also have an abolitionist secession. That's okay, we can handle that, though. Orleanists have shrunk a little bit. I think we can take them down, even though they're taking over our entire industrial sector. We have a huge gold reserve, so we don't have to worry about, like, dying to debt immediately or anything. There's the secession. Now, the nice thing about civil wars is when you win, you lose, like, pretty much all your radicals. So this could turn out quite nicely for us. We can also bring in a lot of nations to help us, so... Oh, well, everyone hates us, but... Like, Belgium can help, you know, here, have an obligation, Belgium. Have an obligation, Sardinia, Piedmont. Actually, we don't need... No, why am I giving up obligations? No worries. Now, the thing that sucks about rebellions is that they mess with the organization of your armies, which is annoying, but it's fine. Now, notice how the radicals dropped from 8 million to 2 million? This is because I won a civil war. You lose pretty much all your radicals when you do. That's huge for us. Let's go over to our buildings and reset all our production methods now, because we just got a bunch of our stuff back. Now, once we defeat the abolitionists, we should have, like, no radicals. And then we're gonna be looking pretty good here. I think let's do wine and champagne after this. Let's you know, get started on that. The problem right now is how did we lose so much of our income? What even? I guess our bureaucracy's low. I don't know. I feel like we have way less income than we had before the Civil War, but it's okay. Now what I'm gonna do is, because I don't want this, okay? Because I don't want this, I'm gonna cancel it and then just go start passing census suffrage. This will still appease the radicals, but it resets our progress on getting voting rights. I don't actually want the voting rights. I'm just doing this to get us through the Springtime of the Peoples, which is 1 more year, by the way. Just 1 more year. We have to wait another 7 months for Springtime of the Peoples to end. In fact, we'll cement the House of Bourbon pretty soon. Because what it's doing, like, is it 3 progress per month? So what, 2 months away, and then it's good to go? That's 2 progress, so 2 more months now, and we're good. That's nice. There it is. Okay, Restitutor Orbis. We get that for Henri de Bourbon. Perfect. Okay. So now we don't have to worry about if there's going to be a radical civil war or not, so we're going to get rid of census suffrage enactments. Give me some autocracy, bro. A for oligarchy. You know, we're going autocracy. All the way, brother. Now, this will trigger the radicals, but we want them to rise up so we can kill them. So because the Springtime of the Peoples is gone, we shouldn't have to worry about actual revolution. That said, I'd be fine to put this revolution down. The part of me wants to just, like, bait them into actually coming at me. Also, hey, our color is white. Oh, I didn't know that Is that new? Wait, is that new? I didn't know that Legitimist France became white. That's actually kind of sick, though. Wait a minute. Now I'm kind of into this playthrough. Not that I wasn't into it before, but, like, I don't know. It's something appealing about a new map color. There's autocracy. We love that. No more votes allowed, I'm afraid. No government either, I guess. This guy's back in charge. Okay, so we have church and landowners. That's our big group here. We do agrarianism. Do you want to go like full just traditionalist type thing? We could even go to like serfdom. Wouldn't that be funny? Yeah, so if we... Okay, what if we go a full art? What if we do agrarianism? And then we'll do serfdom after this. We go like full regressive France kind of thing. Even if it sucks, even if it's bad, we just do it anyway because it'll be funny, right? Also, damn, my budget is not good, dude. I need a better budget so badly. Let's make some wine. It'll be funny. This is for Jillian, folks, making some wine. Farms at gunpoint. So, what's funny about this is why don't I just click this and then immediately go and put autocracy back? You know what I mean? Like, I want the loyalists, so yeah, past that, okay. And we'll cancel this for now. Actually, no, we'll keep it. It's fine. We have to go through. Well, it's gonna get canceled by itself. Okay, never mind. Cancel it, and then we'll wait for an election, and presumably the Legitimists will just win again, and then we will go and yeah. See, the Legitimists are just gonna win anyway. So we're gonna go and put it back in immediately, which is gonna be really funny. Perfect. Yeah, another Legitimist leader. So yeah, farmers plus Legitimists means that we can get agrarianism very easily. Love to see that. Picture books we throw with this one, yeah. So imagine the roleplay here is that the people demanded a vote, and the king, Henri here, he was like, I am so confident that the people will choose me that you may have the vote, after which I will once again get rid of elections. That's the lore, okay, that's the lore. Because he knows he's gonna win the election. He knows he's popular, he knows he's beloved, okay? Just look at his popularity. He's got 100. The people love him. And his son, Ferdinand Philippe de Bourbon. How could they not love him? Roleplay in Vic 3, it's been known to happen once in a while. So throw everybody in, and we're going back to autocracy, baby. And I don't care if it triggers the... In fact, I want the radicals to be triggered because killing them gets rid of my radicals, which is a funny sentence, but I want them to be upset. I'm a little bit weirded out by how our taxes can't seem to ever be good, but let's just put taxes up, and then we should be okay. Yeah, still righteous government. Huge. Alright. Now, I have 0 infamy at this point, so we probably should invade somebody. I'm thinking it should be Belgium. Yeah, this will be easy. That doesn't even put me to 25. That's great. Belgium will be an amazing addition to our nation. And they're also Catholic, which is a big plus. There's the radicals, by the way, but this will be easy to put down. Another radical clearing maneuver coming up here. Alright, there's Belgium as a protectorate. That's actually super nice. We're going to build up all of their iron and their coal and stuff. Give you some rails. Just build up all your stuff. They have a lot of excellent resources. Here comes Divine Economics 3, by the way. What does that give us? It gives us transfer, or wages. Yeah, that's good, actually. Plus wages might help with our SOL issue. Hopefully that was our last civil war for a while, by the way. I think we're kind of clear of all these constant civil wars at this point, maybe. At least for a bit. Switzerland is Protestant, unfortunately, but we could still get them anyway and then just turn them Catholic. Okay. Well, I'm gonna wait a bit till it gives, till we have less infamy, though. There's Army named Marines, because it has, because I use it for naval invasions. It has infantry and cavalry, and it carries the number of units that my ships can carry, -5, I guess, because I lost 5 units somewhere along the way. That's why it's called Marines. But I use it in general, in honor of Marine Le Pen. So true, so true. Marine Le Pen approves this playthrough. Are the Marine units ever worth? In my opinion, like, not really. You'd rather just use, like, Lancers plus infantry. Because compare the stat on a Marine, 25 and 35 with no penalties. Like, sure, okay. Or just Lancer and you get 30 with a slight penalty, but the penalty is less than, like, it's not enough to counteract that you have better units. So it's kind of like, but I guess to be fair, you do have to use some infantry with it. So the infantry having a penalty might make it about even. But, like, Oh, that's true. The nice thing about Marines is that you can have them on the ship like permanently. That's the nice thing about the Marines, is that they can be transported more easily. That's the only reason why I think Marines could be more useful if you care about like the logistics of your army. Otherwise, like, bro, just whatever. You know, who cares? All right, we're gonna subsidize the groceries. We want cheap food for the masses. Also, like, how do I still have so many radicals? What am I even, like, I don't even get. SML is just too low, man. It's just too damn low, I guess. Make more groceries. Feed the people. This is the way, I suppose. Damn, they're so radical already. It's actually kind of crazy. Like, is it just because there's so many peasants and there's a bunch of unemployed people? Why? I guess, yeah, it's unemployment. Okay. Makes sense. I think it's probably going to be important that we get healthcare soon to fix this radical issue. More construction. Yeah, I mean, investment pool is looking a little dry, but we can just take the cost, I guess. I don't want to go too far with it, but I guess now we can. Also, we have no infamy. We should probably invade the Swiss. So do that. They voted for this? They did vote for this. That's true. They did vote in the Legitimist Party after they fought so hard for elections. And then I said, okay, elect them away, buddy. Right, I was going to pass healthcare. I'm an idiot. Let's do that. Now, I could do charity hospitals in order to make the church even more powerful, but public health insurance is so good that I do not want to pass it up. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Here, have a subsidy. Let's make Belgium a puppet, but I want to not, like, make everyone else upset, so let's just make them just do it this way. Spending 5 infamy to get Belgium to puppet status is good, if you ask me. And Prussia joins. Ooh, now I do care, though. I think what we'll do is we'll just go on defensive, and we will wait until Prussia leaves. What does he want? Wants to conquer Alsace-Lorraine. I think we can just sit here on defense and then win. So we'll do that. Make sure everyone's got groceries. This will increase the demand for groceries, at least. There's that to be said. What did we get? Charge. An executive. Johann von Uttingen-Wallenstein. A South German landowner. Nice. I think we just push. I don't think Prussia can push into me with this much defense. I think we do okay here, but okay, maybe they can get some pushes here and there. It shouldn't take them too long to capitulate because they're going to take a lot of losses, but they have a lot of fervor. That's going to be an issue. Well, we can conscript a bit. Why don't we conscript? Yeah, just a casual 95 conscripts. I think we'll be okay. I'm a little bit worried, but once the conscripts are up, I'm not going to be too worried anymore. He's occupying Champagne, which is going to fuck with my wine, but it's okay. We can almost... Oh, we can... Yeah, now we can turn Switzerland to Catholic. Do that. It's kind of insane how strong Prussia is, fortunately. Nihilism is here. We must ban nihilist literature, absolutely. We cannot be having nihilists in our religious state here. Let's get rid of the service tax, or the transportation tax, rather. And then let's suppress the nihilists, and we will arrest you. Now, in order to end this, what do we need to do? It's suppressed for 5 years. Okay. Yeah, Prussia is weird that it's so easy to underestimate them, and it's also really easy to overestimate them too. Because you think of them and you think, oh, they're like a legendarily strong nation, but then sometimes they're just total ass, and it's like, oh, okay. This depends, I guess. Regardless, I don't see Prussia being able to enforce on me before they get capitulated, because they're going to be taking so much negative war support from the casualties. I'm pretty sure we're alright, but it looks a little scary, and they are messing with my wine, of course. They've taken one of my states. Alright, though. Prussia will soon be out. And once they're out, the occupations all go away. This occupation is held by who? By the Dutch East Indies. Okay, are the Netherlands going to ever leave? They just left. Okay, that's good. So that means they don't have that war goal anymore. Now they put everything on this front, which is not good, but they're going to capitulate very soon. Russia's going to be out in like a week, so we're okay, we're okay. There we go. Now everyone goes on the offense. And we're good now. So we had to just suffer through a little bit of occupation, and then, you know, get some devastation and such, but now we're okay. Nothing ends. Oh, okay, apparently this just immediately ended. Yeah, sure. We love extra authority. I guess because the movement was destroyed? Yeah, presumably. Socialists, you guys gotta go. Radicals gotta go too. Although radicals, if they rise up, I'll just kill them, I guess. And what I kind of want to do is I kind of want to go to like something like subjecthood. Not because it's good, but because it would be fitting again for playing as France, like in this Kingdom of France kind of playthrough. Maybe we'll do that. Cool. Belgium is now a puppet. Love to see that. Are they going to be loyal? Hopefully. Yeah, they're loyal. Okay, nothing to worry about there. Schleswig is not loyal because they were occupied forever, which does make sense. Hopefully we can fix that by just, like, unoccupying them. I wanted to do serfdom, right? Do I still want to do that? Do I actually want to do serfdom? Sorry, I hit the mic. Like, it's obviously a terrible idea, but wouldn't it just be so funny? I feel like I don't want to go that far. I feel like maybe tenant farmers makes more sense for... Because serfdom is just going to be really miserable to play on. But it's a good bit, right? It's a good bit, at least. It's just that it's so not fun. Even if it's a good bit, it's just, like, not fun to play on serfdom. What I think makes the most sense is to go tenant farmers. Because this is a little more, like, kind of dominance of the upper classes, right? Compared to the peasant ownership. Right, we have mandates. Forgot about these. Minus mortality is nice. What's our birth rate right now? Almost 2%. That's pretty good. That's pretty strong. We're actually not doing like a migration maxing run for once. In fact, what I might do is, I think we're not going to go... Or do I want to do ethno-state? I think that, again, subjecthood is not as fun. Even if it's a better meme. I want to do ethno-state, I think, and just like discriminate the hell out of everyone. It'd be kind of fun. There's a shrapnel artillery, by the way. Fun. But we have a demand from Schleswig. Absolutely not. Britain is supporting them. I don't care. Part of me just wants to conquer his ass. And just, I don't really want this subject, so sure. Amazing how they can just exit. Why can they do this? What? Why? Like, I don't have a problem with this because obviously it works to my advantage. But why am I allowed to do that? I feel like it should have been like, what navy do you want to use? I was expecting that pop up. Instead, they get to just do this. Where are they going? Yeah, and I'm not a problem with it, but just what the hell? Apparently, the other subject also joined. We'll also conquer him too. I do not want to put up with the Schleswig-Holstein guys. With food standardization 3, we get +1 SOL. That might help to reduce some of our radicalism, although not a lot, I guess. Schleswig is gone. Holstein will also soon be gone, I think. Here come our high-powered small arms, by the way. We just don't get to... Oh, did we conquer him? We did. No, we just didn't. Why did he not get conquered? I don't... He just... The war just ended. And I didn't get to conquer this guy, but whatever. It's fine, I guess. It just kind of... I don't understand why, but it's okay. This is the nature of Victoria 3. I'm sorry. I get so whiny when I play Vic 3. I'm so sorry, guys. I don't like to be that guy. Every one of us whines about Vic 3 once in a while, but I don't like hearing myself whine because it's like a, I don't know, I find it cringe. If I were to pass religious schools, it would upset the radicals enough that they would probably rise up. But what I want to do then, I want to suppress them instead. Oh, I think I want the socialists to rise up first so that I can kill them because they're already super militant. Let's kill the socialists first. Okay, this will be an easy... Yeah, so we're going to get rid of this. The socialists need to rise up so that we can put them down. And they presumably hate... Do they hate religious schools? No. They hate no social security? Let's turn that on, because I hate paying welfare. I love socialism. Rise up, folks. Rise up. Rise up so I can destroy you and clear my radical count. This should make the Belgian mines way more profitable, by the way, as you can see. That's cool. They should end up... taking over the lost demand. Sorry for those that wanted to see Psycho, by the way. She's kind of just like, she's in a hanging out by myself kind of mood. She's not really hanging out with me right now, which is totally fair. She can always do that whenever she wants, but for those that wanted to see her, she's not being very visible these days. Well, these days, just the past couple hours. Not even these days, she's the same as she always is, but did they rise up anywhere else? No, they didn't. Okay, great. Makes it easy. So you see, we just killed 8 million radicals. It's nice. 9 million radicals are gone because of that. That's very... After Social Security passes, which hopefully it will eventually, for God's sake, then we will go and I think do religious schools. I think that makes the most sense. In terms of our nation, I'm pretty sure like the vast majority of our people are Catholic, by the way. Yeah, well, we said we have some Muslims, but that's down here, right? Yeah, but we can get them converted. We'll Catholicize Algeria. Oh, and this is the play to unite Germany, I think. Let's try to liberate like Westphalia. Yeah, that sounds good. I think we can handle this guy. I think so. We can probably conscript a bunch of units. And we'll even conscript some shrapnel artillery, because we have those now. There we go. Now, I think we can probably win the war, so let's add a lot of war goals here. I guess I could take Prussian Schleswig-Holstein. Yeah, why not? Whatever. Screw it, right? And then let's liberate more nations. Liberate Baden, I like that. Could liberate Pomerania, sure. Spain is a pretty big army, so we're glad to have them. Britain would be willing to join, but they hate me, so that's unfortunate, but that's okay too. Okay, I probably shouldn't attack here, should I? Also, you don't have enough organization. Oh fuck, gotta fix that. Jesus, that's bad. Yeah, that means that's not good. That's okay. I think we just attack. Like fuck it. That might be a terrible. I might be really fucking up by doing that though. But now we're winning. Okay. Let's set you to defense. How about we do that? There's investment banks. We have a new company. Now, what company do I want? I might just go basic groceries. So One Piece. Oh yeah, bro. Killing rebellions is my middle name. Oh no, we wanted the vineyards. Of course, vineyards also can take groceries, but they don't make prestige groceries. The reason groceries are good is because you get the birth rate bonus, which is insane. But we already have almost 2% pop growth. So, yeah. I think the wine one just kind of makes sense. Let's do that. This is all in honor of Jillian. We will still name it after a channel member, though, despite the fact that it's in honor of her. Looks like it's going to... Is it King Arthur, or is it Zishan? It's Zishan. There you go. We're going to call this Les Vignerons. The Zishan... I don't know, sure. That sounds good, I guess. It's simple. Zishan's vineyards are like wine tasters, I guess you could say. Wine growers. Vigneron is like the people that grow the wine. It's like a wine maker, you could say. So we are slowly pushing, by the way. And I think that when Russia leaves the war, which, you know, will hopefully be eventually, that... Oh, Italy's also... Dude, everyone's in this war. This is basically a world war. I just realized. It's like Austria and France versus Prussia and Russia, and Spain's involved too for some reason. Also, we need to stop attacking because apparently we're getting wrecked. That's not good. How is Russia's war support? Russia's a negotiating partner? Okay, they're not. Yeah, these guys should leave eventually, but then I'm also going to lose Spain eventually, which would suck. Okay, but there's war goals on Spain, so actually we're good. Alright, we should probably get legal guardianship. That would make the most sense. Yeah, grab that. They'll give us more birth rate, and we do have a pretty good birth rate, but the more the better. And eventually Russia and Italy will leave. Italy's going to be first. Once Italy's gone, that's a big chunk of troops out. Once Russia's gone, that's Prussia pretty much screwed, I'm quite sure. There's Italy. So now it's about even on the front, so we're going to keep defending. Damn, this would be like super Germany too if they actually won, because they're taking, like, it would be actually insane if Prussia won this, because they'd be taking over, like, everything. It's crazy. Alright. Okay, Russia left, so now I think we can just start pushing. I think now we just win, because Russia is not in the war anymore. The tyranny, the Russians, is ending. I'm also almost paid off my debt, which is good. Not that my debt's causing much interest. We have pretty good interest rate, if I remember right. 6% is not too bad. There we go. Get wrecked, Prussia. You're nothing. Yeah, glad you're going up here, because that means that you can get up there and go fight. Anyway, the war is over. Prussia did not unify, thank goodness. And we have kept Denmark. Cutting them off from Westphalia should do a lot for weakening them, because they have a lot of industry over here. So hopefully they will be losing out quite a bit. Oh, they're still getting the profits on it, it looks like, because they own all of it still. But it's okay. In fact, yeah, Prussia is far from, like, destroyed, but they're going to be a bit weaker. Oh, Netherlands succeed in the power struggle. Wow, okay, maybe Prussia did fall off. Maybe they really did, because now the Netherlands leads the power block, which is cute. So we have 2 mandates I forgot about. I guess I would like external trade, because I do like to be able to have no negatives to trading. I know we talked about maybe doing isolationism, but I'm not actually going to do it because, again, it's not very fun. Even if it's a funny bit, it's just not fun. Also, we're now making champagne. Woohoo! Champagne! Almost have 100 million GDP, by the way. Not bad. And I should probably also get rid of all these decrees now. We don't really need these as much anymore. I have so much authority, it's kind of crazy. Let's do... I mean, probably just like... Yeah, just do like resource decrees all over the place. We love resources, don't we, folks? Oh, we should do a farming one here, though, because we're doing our cotton there. Okay, this can be farming. Go. This is just like, this is a world where France is actually quite dystopian, in my opinion. Now, beyond, of course, all the, like, oh, like, all the, you know, the religious oppression, it's also just, like, every time someone rises up, they just get fucking destroyed, dude. They just get destroyed. Now, at least they have healthcare, though. They have healthcare. Oppressor and oppressed, the storm approaches. You know, if we get this event, I guess we can just get a law for free. Because you can get some pretty good ones. You can get, like, workers' rights and stuff. But we probably don't want to do workers' rights, because we're trying to be oppressive. I'm so bad at being, like, a hyper anti-liberal in this game, because liberals are just really good. Like, it's really strong to give people rights, you know? So very nice. We're back to having no radicals again. Temporarily, I'm sure. I mean, you know, I'm sure they'll all flood back in no time. Let's go and do our PMs again, as one must do. Screw it, bro. Okay, in the role play, okay, after that rebellion, the king was like, bro, enough of this shit. You guys have lost your freedom. Okay, no more of this freedom shit. Okay. Vow to improve people's lives, bro. The vow to improve people's lives while passing serfdom. that's a good bit. That's a good bit. The serfdom is gonna mean I'm not gonna be able to farm very much, and then it's also gonna get rid of migration between my states, and it's kind of just really bad overall. But I think it'll be a good bit. We'll see how bad it makes it might make the nation really bad. When I do serfdom, will it destroy the vineyards to make new arable land? Is it gonna actually get rid of my vineyards? I'm really curious. If it does, that would kind of really suck, actually. It does not. It keeps the vineyards, but I can't build any more, so that makes sense. Okay. Cool. Yeah, we have serfdom now, by the way. That's, like, really bad, but it's a funny meme, so we're gonna keep it around for a bit. I guess we could put a better tax law in. Nah, it's alright. A triumph. Dude, a triumph for all of France. Because, of course, we defeated the socialists, okay? They're done. Alright, industry banned next? No, I don't think so. I think it would be, like, impossible to even pass that. We're on agrarianism. Like, the 50%'s only from recent events or whatever. Like, there's no way we could ever pass this. We have to go laissez-faire, then the rural folk might support it over... Like, if they might support, yeah, industry banned over laissez-faire, maybe. Yeah. Or cooperative ownership, I guess. Okay. Still got crazy radicals. Still got radicals forever. Never ends. Never ends. The French are just a very radical people. What can be said about it, you know? I guess we do want to use the new PM then on the wine. It does actually make sense at this point. Sure. Or is it? Did I scroll past it? Probably did. Wine, hello? In here? Is it? Oh, it's up. Why is it like up here? It's okay, weird. Turn that on. Now we're gonna have a shortage of motors, I'm pretty sure, right? Or am I just that goated? Wow, no motor shorter. Okay. Sorry. Motor shortage. Well, we do have 2 expensive though. Let's build a bunch of motors. $30 should be good. Now that should mean that we can suddenly export a ton of wine, because the price will be... You see, this is the problem, though, with doing a wine economy that we discussed back in the Jillian video ages ago, is that wine just isn't really strongly in demand around the world in general. Like, people just don't really care much for it. They'd much rather have coffee and stuff. If you look at the whole map, wine is cheap in the entire map, because the stuff that it takes care of, it's like, yeah, intoxicants and luxury drinks, it kind of just is outclassed by stuff like opium and by coffee. And tea as well. It's hard to outcompete those. Maybe we can. Maybe we can destroy the coffee market by overrunning it with tea, with wine, not with tea, but with wine. Has lower weight for intoxicants. Well, there you go. It's even worse then. But obviously, we're not trying to make an optimal economy right now. We're just kind of messing around. So if we were trying to be optimal, we wouldn't have passed serfdom. You know what I mean? So Don't be too upset if things are being suboptimally played. Graduate taxation's kind of too good to pass up, so I will go for it. Force either buy max wine from you. That's a good idea, actually. Yeah, I should go and do that. Is the forcing countries to buy max wine? I wish you could just declare a war to make them eat your goods, but I guess I could regime change them, turn them into a fellow monarchy like me. Yeah, they're a republic. Ew. How much infamy is it to turn Italy into a republic or into a monarchy? I mean, infamy is kind of a little too much. Won't lie. Russia would defend them. Not to mention, I don't even have that amazing of an army. Although I have a better army than maybe I give myself credit for. Get rid of the Holstein Army if I like it. I guess we can regime change. Yeah, you know, I never use this button, but why don't we do it for the first time ever? Sure. Coming for you, Italy. And I'm also going to take Provence from you, because sure. And then I want to enforce goods transfer. Wine. Is this how much I'm giving them? Are they giving this to me, or are they taking it? See, this is them giving me wine. I wish there was a way for me to make them take my wine, but okay. I'd have to do a treaty with them to get them to take my wine. I could try to get control of their vineyards for 32 infamy. Who would ever click this, man? Some of these war goals, dude. I guess a treaty port actually makes the most sense. Hilariously, it's gonna be the treaty port that we need. So let's grab a treaty port in what, like in Piedmont? This would actually let me trade with him. The horse for the broom, or student Venice. Up yours, woke moralist. Up yours, woke moralist. Sorry, I had to do the Jordan Peterson voice. We'll see who cancels who. True. We'll grab the treaty port. That's going to be the most reasonable source of action here. Problem, of course, that if Italy ever has any weird thing happen to them, then they'll just immediately destroy my treaty port, which is annoying as hell. So for regime change, I gotta get to their capital, don't I? That's going to be a big pain, because I have to, like, naval invade for that, I think. But once we take care of the Netherlands, I think we'll just go do the naval invasion while we're attacking in Piedmont. Actually, what taxation law does the Legitimist movement like? I think they don't have a stance on taxation laws. Check in a second. Let's see, I think they just don't care about taxes. No possible carry. Okay, well, I don't know. They don't have a stance on it. Here you go. This is where it shows it. No stance. They'd probably tax the poor. I think that they... So in this... Remember that the situation has evolved from, like, the feudal era, okay? They taxed the poor in the past, but now they're trying to tax the liberals, okay? That's the real enemy of the Legitimists now, is the liberals and the Republicans, you know? So we're trying to tax the capitalists, who often are a little more liberal than their landowner alternatives, you know? Conservative ideas like taxing the poor in Vic 3, yes, but I'm using my, like, logic to explain why they'd want to tax rich people, because rich people are liberals, you know? But yeah, like, obviously, probably, like, conservative, you know, this one, consumption-based taxation is probably what the actual people in the government want, but, you know. I want to do ethno-state, let's do that. I forgot that we were going for ethno-state at some point. Upsets the liberals, but I mean, who cares about the liberals, right? They actually have quite a bit of support. That's a small revolution, we'll just kill it. Let's kill that revolution. Nothing to worry about there. We're on the border, or rather on the edge, I could say, of Rome. Here we go. We're going to get our treaty port. We're going to sell all of the wine to Italy as a result. Very nice. Okay. So we have this treaty port. Is it Genoa? Is that the city? Yeah, it is Genoa. We're going to build up just a absolute ton of trade centers here. Also, Italy should now be an absolute monarchy under Saverio di Sangro. East Prussia uprising. East Prussian anarchist commune. Wow, that's cute. I think they have they actually won. Wow. That's actual East Prussia anarchist commune under von Hohenzollern. Why is it... Listen, how many playthroughs have we had now where a noble family is, like, leading a communist or socialist or anarchist nation? Representative Lucas von Hohenzollern is the head of this anarchist commune. He's a farmer. He's a part of the Landvolk. Okay? How does it happen, man? How does it keep happening? I don't know, but it's really funny. What would be your job at the anarchist commune? Probably I'd be, like, someone that they would just beat up for fun. I don't know. I can play guitar, so I guess I could just be the guy that plays guitar at the campfire. That's a job in an anarchist commune, right? Oh god, we have no fucking groceries now because they took over the state that has all the groceries. Oh god. Our pops are gonna be so pissed. That's not good. Also, they apparently... Oh, we're gonna fail the Algerian fiasco because this... Again, like... This shouldn't trigger Algerian fiasco, but you know what? Like, whatever, bro. Whatever. 2% of pops get more radical, that's fine. As if I even care. In my opinion, it shouldn't trigger that, but... Oh well. Well, the thing about revolts that makes them so toothless is that revolts don't have the rule where you have to enforce your war goal for them to ever go below 0 peace desire. They've just always, like, because they're just taking casualties, they will just surrender pretty quickly. The revolts are quite toothless in this game, unfortunately. Where they're not toothless is that they ruin your economy because they take away your states, and that is super annoying. But, like, otherwise, it's, you know, it doesn't, they're not going to be able to do anything because they're going to capitulate, like, pretty soon. Even if, because they're low-key, they're winning. Like, low-key, right? They're kind of winning the war. But, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Because I just win. Because even if I don't hold the war goal, they just lose. Sorry, just for early game EU5. Do not ask about EU5. I don't even like... I used to like that game when it was in early access, and now I don't like the game. So I don't know what to say about EU5. Like, it's not a terrible game, but it's not for me, clearly. You know, you gotta ask generalists this kind of stuff. He's a real EU5 gamer. There you go, that's the end of the revolt. So we gotta go and do our PMs now, of course. If I were to annex Belgium, I could get access to, like, all of this iron that they produce, which could be, like, nice, but... I mean, I say access, it's already in my market, but I could, like, tax it properly. Fine, though. We just got improved fertilizers, by the way. That's better for our farming. Oh, and my treaty port's been invalidated, hasn't it? Has it been? Or is it still... I think that once Italy... So... What's going to happen here is once Italy wins the civil war, or whoever wins it, my treaty port is going to be turned into just a split state, I think. Which, again, we're going to find out. I might be wrong, because I don't always know how this stuff works exactly. But I believe I'm about to lose my treaty port that I only just got and spent a bunch of infamy on. But let's see. Maybe it's if the revolt wins, then I get screwed. I don't know. But treaty ports are weird. They get turned into split state. I'm going to bet you a lot of money, if I had money, that Hong Kong, if it exists, it doesn't exist, is just a split state. Okay, well, it doesn't exist, but what about Macau? The Macau is a split state, and it should be a treaty port. But something weird happened at some point, and now, because of that, Portugal doesn't get to have a nice treaty port in China. It happens all the time. It's really annoying, but oh well, I guess. Oh well. Sucks for Portugal. Their bug never getting fixed then. Bro, most of the bugs are never getting fixed, okay, folks? I'm sorry to tell you, but I don't know when they'll ever get around to fixing some of this old stuff no one cares about, because most people don't complain about stuff like this, because they don't even notice it. If you play the game, and you aren't, like, an insane fucking nerd, you probably don't even notice when, like, treaty ports are buggy, because you don't even use treaty ports. You even know what they're for, right? So no, it's never gonna get fixed, because no one cares about it, right? But I care, because I know what treaty ports do. I wanted my Italian treaty port. If it gets ruined, maybe it won't get ruined and I'll eat crow. But, for example, Macau has already been ruined. Like, you know, like, okay. Even Danish Carnatic, I think that's supposed to be not a treaty port. I think this... In older patches, these were treaty ports, but not anymore, I don't think. It's different now. Looks like we did keep our treaty port. Okay, thank God. I think if the revolt won, it would have ended it, because what would have happened then is disagreements between me and Italy. This is the theory, I believe, is because treaty ports are tied to diplomatic agreements. What would have happened then is that the Italian revolt would not have this agreement with me. So then the land in Piedmont would have become a split state. I think is what would have happened. But in this case, Italy won, so it didn't happen. There you go, saved. The ethno state's kind of based though, man. Look at how my SOL is going. Although it's funny, you're gonna see the disparity between north and south because of, well, it's mostly because of buildings actually, not really because of ethno state, but ethno state is funny. We never use it, so it's cool to see it in a playthrough for once. Also, we have no legitimacy. When did that happen? Oh my god, we have a liberal in charge of the Catholic Church. Oh shit, wait a minute. 50% clout, by the way. We could actually like liberalize, so you could go technocracy, but again, we're sticking with this hyper conservative shit, right? So I guess we're not gonna do that, but kind of sucks how The king is a legitimist. Execute that dude, like for real. But in the, do we have like, what else we could use? I mean, are there people that are, no, okay, I forgot we have ethno-states and no one's ever gonna be welcome in this country ever again. It's screwed. See, my notifications are broken. That's why I didn't notice we had low legitimacy. I forget how the break happens, but you guys, if those who have played Vic 3 have probably seen the notification break before, where you just get these two symbols and nothing else ever shows up. I don't know what triggers it, but yeah, it means no more notifications for me, I guess. Also, I'm getting a bit hungry. I might grab a snack pretty soon. I have some cookies. I have some homemade cookies that I made a while ago that I will snack on. I'll have a proper meal after the stream, but a little snack would be nice. Could regime change East Prussia from like an anarchist commune to an autocracy ethno-state? Oh my god. Wait a minute. And the 4% chance they just accept it. Bro, what if? That'd be funny. Someone in chat, it was Livingston, mentioned we should do that. I think it'd be a good bit. We should go and kill this communist, or this anarchist commune. That'd be kind of funny. Radicals are back again, man. They just never stop. They just never stop, dude. It must, you know what actually the problem must be, is that the birth rate's really high, and I'm not making nearly enough good jobs for people to actually get employed. So we just have people with like, okay, you know what, I have 119 million in the investment pool. We need to make jobs. It's time to just pause construction and let the investment pool drain, like, a bunch. Clearly, we need more work. Like, we need people to actually have work so they don't just sit here forever starving. But here goes. We're gonna massively increase the construction. And we'll pause and let the private pool do everything. Investment pool is already almost gone. Okay, we did not have as much investment pool as I thought we did. That's unfortunate. But it's okay. Finland's got my ruler. There are crown lands, so I don't think they do actually, because crown lands don't take your ruler. They have Sigismund von Hesse. Yeah. Only personal unions take your ruler. We're kind of, I wouldn't say we're throwing right now, but we're being we're being very reckless at this moment with our spending. But like, you know, what it's all about, man. Now, am I losing £1 million a week? Yes. That's okay, though. It's time to supercharge this economy, baby. Look at the graph. Folks, look at the graph. We love the graph. So East Prussia, right? I wanted to regime change you for the memes. Please just say yes. That'd be so funny. Did they say yes? I think they did. Hell yeah, dude. We've turned the... Check out East Prussia. They kept the flag. They kept the hammer and sickle. The anarchist flag. But now they are a autocratic monarchy, ethno-state. Cooperative ownership, though. They're a little bit based. Okay. State religion. Protected speech. Protected speech, by the way. Wage subsidies. Yeah, okay. Property women. They give women some rights. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. This is like the most cursed mix of like total monarchism and then also like just a little bit of communism sprinkled in there. You know, just a little bit. Love to see that. Now the question is, when I pause construction, how bad would the deficit be? We're paying 100k, almost 200k in interest. My interest rate's probably like what, 7%? 5%. That's not bad at all. Okay. Also I haven't been researching forever, have I? Because I don't have notifications on. Guys, because my notifications are broken, I didn't even know. I haven't been researching probably for like 30 years. I have like I'm like that's such a huge throw. Oh my god. I have not been doing any tech for I'm like keeping France back, okay? I'm nerfing France. Let's go for standard international exchange standards and zeppelins to try and help with our economy a little bit. That's actually hilarious because I didn't get the pop-up up here because my notifications are broken. Oh my god. Not researching for like 20, 30 years. Huge, man. Alright, so now that construction's coming to an end, for the government construction anyway, let's see if, let's see how the investment pool handles things. Looks like we do actually have a positive budget. Wow, okay. Cool. Even one paused. Wow, yeah, okay. So this isn't even like a dead game or anything. Oh my god, the world price for wine is 15 pounds. They like, wine is so bad. The world price is 15 pounds. What's the world price on coffee? Now I gotta know what all the prices on this stuff are. Where's let's check tea first. Price on tea, 31. Double. Double. Okay. And then how about on coffee? Where's coffee? Do they have any? They must have some coffee in Britain, right? There it is. On coffee, 38. So a little more than double. But yeah, unfortunately, wine just is just a bad product in this game. Who's your second favorite streamer's second favorite streamer? Okay. Who is my second favorite streamer? Fuck, I don't know. Northern Lion is obviously number one. Like, period. That's just the end of the discussion. And then in terms of who I actually watch, it's basically just Northern Lion and Jillian. So I guess Jillian's number two. And then who's her second favorite streamer? I'm gonna guess that it's like Ludwig or something. That's what my guess for her second favorite. I know, well, maybe Doug. I know that she's a Doug enjoyer. The burnt peanut? What the really? Okay. I don't know. I didn't expect that. But fair enough. Prussia's in the British Empire. Oh my god, bro. The world where Britain never lost Hanover and then got Prussia. This is just what a crazy world we're living in right now, where the British Empire has just filled in the gap left by Germany, and then the Netherlands have taken over the previous German power block, and they just control the East Indies, and that's it, basically. Just a total, like, German defeat. Like, nothing, completely gone, you know? And then Spain getting their Italian influence in here, as well as in the Baltic states. Italy's been demoted to minor power. How sad. Protectorate for 99 infamy. So that'd be funny. Don't really care about these radicals. They keep on recreating the movement, which is crazy. Now, you might say it's not very conservative of you to make, you know, education a priority, okay? And that's a fair point. However, remember, we are operating with here religious schools, so it's compulsory Bible school. Okay? It's not compulsory like math school. It's compulsory Bible school. Reforms at gunpoint again. Okay, do we want to give the people another opportunity to vote against the king and then just put back in the laws that we want? I think, yeah, let's do it again. So the king will once again open up elections to see, do the people desire to move away from the autocracy? Give them one election, see who they pick. They're voting for the Republican Party, but I mean, maybe they'll vote Clerical Party if they get the right momentum events. It'll be tough to see who's going to be the clear winner here. The Party of Order also gaining some momentum here. Looks like it's going to be the Clerical Party just barely, though. The farmers are catching up, though. The lines are nearly touching. Oh my god. Production, what's this? The last event? And it goes to the Clerical Party. There it is. GG. Once again, the Clerical Party has won. Now, unfortunately, the current leader of the Clerical Party is a liberal. Which means we can't, we have to kick him out of the government in order to get rid of that. We can get an ethno-nationalist. Stop the count. So true. So let's reform and get these guys out of here for a second. Because again, I want to go back to autocracy again for the meme. We get him out for a second, and then we're going to exile you. We got a modernizer, okay, and then let's put him back in. And then we will go back once again to autocracy. Although the church doesn't approve of autocracy, fuck. Wait a minute. Are we stuck now on, are we actually stuck with universal suffrage now? An amendment, by the way, for elections. Damn. Can I get rid of that? No. Can I be revealed until 2001? What the fuck? Was there a mechanic to reveal the Legitimists? Yeah, but we finished the journal entry that gives that mechanic. Apparently, you're not allowed to repeal this till 2001. Why is it like 100 years? Okay, I guess we're not getting rid of tradition of free elections anytime soon. All right. The worst thing that will happen in 2001. So true, so true. Nothing else will happen in 2001. I mean, we can just try to pass this and just church might support. No, they don't. Fight the radicals again. Another civil war, baby. Another civil war. I'll have to go back to being an autocracy at this point, which is great. Look at how many traits my king has. He's compliant. He's got a psychological affliction. He's a diplomat, opium addict, great political operator, honorable, scarred. I've never seen that many traits on one character, I don't think. Just crazy. Back to the absolute monarchy. Once again, the people voted to get rid of their own rights, of course. Although now I guess the church isn't even like the most powerful group anymore. I guess we can do this. We need to keep the church in to keep the power block. But actually, you don't care about the power block's cohesion anymore. So what am I saying? Just throw in the... just throw these guys in. Fuck it. Check out that radical versus loyalist, by the way. Actually having, like actually having more loyalists than radicals finally, after all this time. So what if I did technocracy so that I could get other company stocks, so like companies? I feel like it would just go... Like, it'd be a better choice, but then... It just doesn't follow the RP as well, but everyone wants it. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I want another company. Companies are more fun than autocratic RP, okay? We're gonna call this the coup of the industrialists, who have, through the power of just making a shit ton of money, they have managed to take over the government from the Catholic Church, right? We're gonna call it that. Opium barons. China gets an obsession with opium. It's only Manchu though. Never mind. Not worth. Because the Manchu don't make up much of the population. It's mostly Han that are out here. There's only, well, if I can I look at your, like, census data? Yeah. I think they're, yeah, they only have 13 million Manchu, 400 million Han, who already are obsessed with opium, so no need to worry about that. Well, folks, I'm back. Again, I look so evil with the lighting how it is. These are cookies that I made. I made more than this, but these are peanut butter cookies, okay? They're stuck together because I put them in the fridge, but here, I don't know. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. Just peanut butter, flour, and butter. Pretty much, and eggs, of course. But they're quite good. I kind of made like a shit ton of them, and then I was like, well, I don't want to eat all of these, so I offer them to my friends, but they haven't had any yet. But they will eventually, I'm sure. After stream, probably gonna have some like eggs and kofta or something. I don't know. Something tasty though. You know, now that I think about it, serfdom technocracy is a hell of a combo, isn't it? Like, think for a second. Imagine like serfdom is so backwards, and then technocracy is so, like, I guess you could say forwards in its own way. Feels kind of crazy. There's religion map mode. Catholic Scania. Well, Catholic Algeria. Okay. Then I got into the company. What do I want to use it for? We want something that's very profitable. So I think just, honestly, groceries might be the best pick. Now, plantations are also good, but... Ooh, but Maison Worth is kind of based for the special luxury clothes. Let's do this. Let's make some fancy clothes. Because it also fits the run, I think, to have, like, fancy clothes. Market liberal again. Let's pick who's gonna win this. Pick who's gonna get this. Will you eat a cookie while I do that? Moral BS. Excellent name. Excellent name. Very nice. Very, very nice. Alright. Rename this. How goes it? It's good, John. It's good. It's good. Our serfdom France run is going quite well. Moral BS luxury clothing. Or we'll say clothing deluxe outlet or something like that. I don't know. Beautiful. They will hopefully go off and make good money on textile mills. I also grant them cotton. I like that. Let's do that. Despite serfdom, 15 SOL, by the way. Even with serfdom. Okay, loves the camera, noted. I gotta get a light, by the way. I keep looking at myself on the webcam, and what the fuck, dude? I look so weird with, like, all the darkness on my face. I gotta get, like, a light that I can point at myself. If I lean back, then I get light on my face. Not so bad, but if I lean forward, I guess I can just put like this, so you get this light on my face. But this is not very comfortable. Well, almost at 500 million GDP, by the way. Now, obviously, France can do way better, but I would like it to be made clear that we have been throwing this game for the purpose of making a bit, which is the whole serfdom agrarianism thing. Yeah, we you know, throwing for roleplay, throwing for content. Go to annex Denmark, by the way. This would let us convert them to Catholic. Let's do it. Okay, well, apparently they say no. That's cringe. New company. All right. What company do we want? I kind of want to just get French plantations for the opium. Oh, okay. Psycho's pressing the keyboard again. Or no, we're gonna go groceries, right? We gotta go groceries because of the birth rate is just kind of too good to pass up. Pass me the groceries. And And let's get ourselves a new member to give this to. It's going to. Ooh, is it Romy? Oh, Psycho refreshed the page. I'm okay. Reroll, because Psycho decided that she didn't like how that was going. Good job, Psycho. Good job. It's going to D-Rock instead. All right. Psycho decided that member was not gonna get it. Yeah, look at the camera, buddy. Look at the camera. Show him what you're made of. Look up here. Okay, look up here. There you go. If I keep my hand here, she'll keep looking probably. No, okay, she turned around. Alright. D-Rock gets this company. The cat has spoken, unfortunately. D-Rock. Rock and roll croissants. Yeah, sure, whatever, dude. The lamest fucking name. The name of, like, a cafe that you go to that has like $15 croissants. Okay, that's, you know, and it goes out of business like 6 months after it gets opened. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe that's a Vancouver only experience, but you know how it is. We're the third most populous nation on the planet right now. That's kind of crazy. It just packed in little France here, plus Denmark, plus bits of Africa. We have like almost as many people as all of Russia. Kind of crazy. This here Paradox game? Probably CK3. Yeah, like favorite. You know, it's favorite is a powerful term, and CK3 is probably my favorite one, yeah. But Victoria 3 is I think is probably one of the best ones though, which I know is always controversial, but I made a whole video talking about why I think it's one of the best, if not the best outright. And it has to do with the fact that it has a particular vision, and it tries to achieve it, and I think it does a pretty good job at achieving it. It has good gameplay loops, interesting game. Quite random, random implies more of a bad. I mean that it's fresh. The game feels pretty fresh when you play it, if you know how to play it. If you don't know how to play it, it can feel extremely frustrating. Respects the answer. Imperator Rome. Imperator Rome is, of course, the greatest game ever made. That's different. Okay, that's not just the best Paradox game. That's the best game. Yeah, the random annoying stuff is really, well, you know, annoying, but. Usually I can look past it. Just sometimes I can't. Like, there are some days where I don't have it in me to look past the problems. But, you know, a lot of times I do have that in me. A lot of Vic 3, I think, has these weird design decisions. Stuff like how much it costs to buy a colonial claim. Where it's like, 6th Infamy in this case isn't that bad because Fezzan is a very, very small province. Or state, rather. But a lot of times, like, you'll think about buying a claim to a state because you want to stop someone else from colonizing it. For example, let's say I want to colonize Western Sahara. I'm like, let me do this. Okay, 6th Infamy, and now I can colonize Western Sahara. But it's like, if you're playing really meta, 6th Infamy is not worth it, like, at all. That's like, there's not worth it in any way to pay the 6th Infamy for this. Also, there's a single party state. But if you're not playing meta, then I guess it's fine. There's a lot of buttons where you just would never use them unless you were, like, throwing intentionally. Which, those buttons have their place, by the way. Every Paradox game needs, like, the throwing button. That's not really optimal, but you click because it's, like, fun. But a lot of times, the fun of Victoria 3 isn't really found in playing off-meta. It's kind of a weird situation. I don't know how to explain it exactly. Also, no legitimacy, cringe. Things like the fact that Colonial Claim has a cooldown for 5 years is a weird design decision. Now, what should I think? What do I think it should be? It should be that there should be a soft cooldown, where every time you stake a colonial claim, you get a modifier that makes the next colonial claim more expensive, and it's decaying. So here for the next 5 years, the next claim is double. And if you do 2 claims quick succession, then it'll be like quadruple or something, right? So if you claim a shitload of territory, that should be high infamy. But we're talking about claiming like your little section of Africa for yourself. It shouldn't be so, like, it shouldn't be like expensive, you know. I don't know. What is this guy yapping about? What do I have to say to that? Who is he talking to? Oh, this whole game, we've put down so many rebellions this game. We fought like a handful of wars against other countries, but for the most part, we've just been fighting ourselves like the whole game, which is insane. But I think probably in like, I don't know, probably at the end of this year, we'll call it a run. After we pass free trade, maybe we can check one last time on how our treaty port's doing, and then we will be like, okay, that's enough. But damn, my treaty ports are entirely foreign owned. That's not good for me, but it's okay. That means that this isn't generating like any revenue for me. It's just giving it all to Belgium. And to be fair, Belgium is a puppet, so their growth is my growth in a way, but it's just kind of funny. Look at that, 19.1 SO. Can we get 20 before we end the run here? Wouldn't that be crazy? Wait, can we turn off this map mode, please? Hello? Are we're stuck on SOL map mode? Hello? No, this is just our map mode now. That's just our map mode now. We're in SOL map mode forever. Sorry, folks. It's the way it is. It's all you get now. I can't even change in here. What the heck? Oh my goodness. Well, sorry, folks. We're playing in SOL map mode now. I'm afraid that's all we get. Damn, people play with this shit unlocked? Why would you ever do that? That's crazy. Oh no, we're back now. Wait, I don't know how that fixed it, but we're back now. It's a feature, not a bug. Real? Trying to show. She's like lying down right on the keyboard right now. It's very cute. But she is pressing the down key. She's door dashing some treats. Yo, true. Wait a minute. She does like treats quite a bit. She loves like those tuna. What would you call it? Like the when you get like a little tube of tuna. She loves those. Also, they landed in Normandy. I don't have military tech, so I don't know why I thought I could win these wars. But you know what? We're gonna call it there, I think, because I'm just kind of. I'm done. I need you to. Thank you. I'm done playing for now, folks. I'm done playing for now. Let's real quick. If I capitulate these wars, what am I losing? Yeah, I don't care about. Yeah, there you go. You can have that. I'm not gonna capitulate that one though. Oh, Netherlands is also involved in this war, right? Okay. Well, turn Belgian. You can have Belgian gallery. That's fine. Enjoy. Okay. So. I don't know, it was a good run. I think it was an enjoyable playthrough, I think. It definitely had its ups and downs, had some weird moments, but Legitimist France, a very rare playthrough. You don't see people go for that really all that much. So Legitimist France, for those that are wondering, oh, okay, just like moved the mouse, ruined my cinema shot. Legitimist France is the one where you go super conservative, and it's usually not very good because the laws they like are terrible, but it's fun. It's fun to try it, right? It's very fun to try it. With that, our France playthrough comes to a close. Having fought many wars with itself to uncover the best of its many ideologies, the Legitimist House of Bourbon has come to rule France with an iron fist. Despite the seeming dystopia presented before you, French people and their subjects live the best lives of all the world, and many French citizens, or rather serfs, have come to love their rulers, who guarantee that they are fed, clothed, and entertained. In a world full of darkness, the shining beacon of French feudalism has shown that sometimes the best step forward is one step backwards. Thank you for your time.